Well, looking at today, silver, gold, and especially platinum and palladium are way down today. And I'm going to address all of that stuff. Basically, it's going to be kind of simple. But, well, let me first address palladium and platinum, because actually I was kind of wondering about palladium because, man, it's been doing too damn good. And I was thinking, something's going to happen. Because what was really going on, mainly with palladium, why that was going up so much this year, was because of tensions with Russia. So there's always like the ebb and the flow, you know. There's always like tensions on, tensions back off, and maybe they're back on again. I'm assuming the long range is going to be more and more tensions with Russia. But actually, that's what happened. That's why palladium went down a lot. Russia supplies 43% of the palladium, annual supply of palladium per year. Okay. 39% of the world's supply comes from one mine in northern Siberia, Norilsk mine. And, well, what happened was some of the tensions backed off, even though the Pentagon doesn't believe it. But Putin says he's withdrawn troops from the eastern Ukraine borders. So, I don't know. They just take a look from the satellite, see if he actually did that or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's got his version of feminine girls on motorcycles going in there. That would be the way I'd play that game, you know. But that would be too much for entertainment. So anyway, but anyway, the other thing is, I guess let me get a little bit on here with palladium and platinum, because there's some other factors that affected all the metals today. But let me get on with this palladium and platinum stuff specifically. So that also helped bring down the price of platinum, because Russia is a big platinum supplier too. Now they're more into the palladium, but they're still a big platinum supplier too. So tensions with Russia eased off supposedly due to Putin's words about withdrawing troops from the eastern Ukraine border. But there's still other factors going on in South Africa. There's big mining strikes been going on all year, and I don't know, it's all psychological, you know. And actually, I think there is some market rigging going on. I'd imagine, you know, it's push and shove. It's market rigging in both directions. You know, it's not like it's always held down. You know, I can't. Well, let me put it this way. I always put something on the bottom of my videos in an information box about the oil rigging, the market rigging of the oil markets and other commodity markets, where there's lawsuits going on for the last 10 years by very important people on the inside. So, I mean, it's not some conspiracy theory. But, like, the rigging isn't all in one direction. It's up and down, right? It's up and down. Now, obviously, I think there's people probably that were in Russia that knew what Putin was going to say and what the implications would have been for palladium, and maybe they made bets on palladium shorting it, you know. Whatever, you know. I just think the metal's still going to go up. It's going to exceed the price of gold. But palladium and platinum are more volatile. Palladium could be more volatile than silver. But anyway, why did the other metals go down? And actually, this affected all the metals. This is another factor that affected all four precious metals: silver, gold, platinum, and palladium. It was they're still doing taper. They're still doing taper. And, you know, supposedly the unemployment rate was better last week and stuff. You know, maybe that, I don't know, maybe that has somewhat of a factor now. But there's some cautionary words by Janet Yellen about the housing market and new housing construction. And it's bad. All right, it's bad. You know, I'm going to state this. You know, you think housing is just like housing, right? What's that? Well, housing, actually real estate and construction and all its ancillary basically businesses that are all dependent upon it and stuff like that. That's basically 50 or almost 50% of the economy. Construction, real estate, and all the businesses that are basically related to it are about 50% of the economy, or almost 50% of the economy. So when you say construction is down, now they could say maybe that's down because of the weather. I don't know, but you know, not every part of the United States has extreme cold. And it's like, you know, they had some extreme cold, but even when there's, you know, if it's 10 degrees or 20 degrees, construction's pretty much off for the most of the part, unless the thing's got a roof on it anyway, right? I mean, that's just the way it works, right? I mean, if you're at one stage of construction in a house, you're in a frame stage, and it's in the wintertime, it don't matter if the winter's a little more severe than the other winter, you stop work, right? And if you're doing inside work, well, you just turn on the space heater a little more, right? And if you're down south, I mean, it doesn't really affect the weather. The weather as a whole probably didn't affect construction so much. Actually, what's going on, there's not that much money. Actually, what's going on with the construction industry is that there's, even though there's more money, I think if the last facts I looked at, it was quite a while ago actually, but it was like even though there was more sales revenue going on, there was less buyers, which tells you that there's bigger bucks going into the market. And a lot of the construction boom, even in California, is due to the Chinese probably buying up. I know they're buying pretty much high-end products and stuff like that. So, if you're looking at the sales revenue, it's not really telling you what's going on in the actual American economy because some Chinese buyers bought some homes in California from Lennar or something like that, right? So, I mean, the economy's not doing too good. That was like some word of caution that Janet Yellen put out, which makes you think, she might reverse direction on QE. Well, now, I know where she's going to reverse direction on QE big time is, with the taper, is if the markets actually retreat a lot. I think that's in the cards. I don't know when, though, man. I'm thinking this has been taking way longer than I thought. With the markets coming down, I figured, beginning of the year, when they're going to be fighting over the budget. But, they just, and I just got to put this out too. This is another thing. You talk about, we were expecting back in, they had a problem back in October when they shut the government down. Everybody's had the big drama. And you figured it might have happened again where they shut the government down in February of 2014, especially with Paul Volcker's words of warning and things like that, and a lot of people's words of warning. Pastor Lindsey Williams, but anyway, not him. But there was other responsible people in the know that are saying that there's things that are starting to break down. But the thing is, what gets me about this, it's not like we're looking at basically. I don't know how to put it. They're almost like putting on a false something, whatever the hell it is. Because let me put it this way. Like they used to have the S&P. Remember they downgraded the debt? And remember that? Well, we were on negative outlook with the bonds, right? Negative outlook. Well, it was in, I don't know, it was March or April. They changed it from negative outlook to neutral, which means all hunky-dory, everything's fine. The debt of the United States doesn't look like there's going to be any problem in the future. They changed it. They basically, it's not like an upgrade, but it was basically the outlook was upgraded. They upgraded the outlook, which was like last month they did that. And I'm like, it's like we got more and more debt, we got more and more record debt, but they're like saying, hey, everything's fine. It's even better. It's like we were expecting, how the hell are they going to freaking meet the budgets? And this is what I was thinking, how are they going to meet the budgets? And, I'm kind of going a lot by what Paul Volcker said, even some of the warnings about Alan Greenspan said, because I think they're dropping some hints on stuff. But it's not occurring when you think it's going to occur. It's like they're doing the exact opposite. The outlook for the U.S. debt is no longer negative. It wasn't a downgrade. It was like a cautionary outlook type statement. They changed it to like, hey, everything's fine now. Just put it in layman's terms because I don't really have the thing right in front of me, but I know that they basically almost like upgraded the debt. How's that? Like it was still AAA, but they basically upgraded the debt. It's not AAA as far as S&P, but it's AAA on other ones like Moody's and stuff. But the thing is, I'm like, where the hell are they coming up with this? It's like they just make something. It's like, in other words, they downgraded the Russian debt to almost junk status. Why'd they do that? Because to punish them, right? So it's like they make things up, man. They make things up. It's like you pay somebody to put out a report. Well, you know what the hell the deal is, man. The deal with the S&P and Moody's. Who the hell owns them, right? Who owns them? So, I mean, the dollar's not going to fall that fast for this reason. But, what we might be seeing here, though, is, it's very much a temporary retreat because, geopolitically, I don't buy this garbage when Putin says he withdrew troops on eastern Ukraine. I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it at all. I mean, he said that. I mean, no, the Pentagon doesn't buy it. But, you know, you might see, oh, the tensions are back on, and now the price is going to go back up again. So these clowns, they make money on the way up and the way down. And we don't know what somebody's going to say. Like, if you knew ahead of time what Janet Yellen's going to say, or Vladimir Putin's going to say, or Obama's going to say, or something like that, you make $1 gazillion. But there definitely are people who are privy to what they're going to say, and they bet accordingly. I know that. But I just want to put it out this way. Put something out this way, too. You know, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the elite, they're so wrapped up in their freaking crap. I don't know how to put it. They're so wrapped up in their, surrounded by their yes men and all this other garbage. They're so wrapped up in their own egos. They miss out the truth on a lot of things, man. And, you know, it's like, I don't want to just, like, put out some la-la feel-good garbage here, but, you know, like, money doesn't buy you happiness or some shit. Money does buy you happiness. But what I want to put out, though, is like, you know, these guys are surrounded by so much garbage that they don't see the truth on a lot of stuff, man. They don't. Because usually the worst kind of people get around powerful people. The worst. Because they're all looking for something, too. In other words, somebody... You know, if you had like 10 people getting around, say, Vladimir Putin, I'll just pick him out. You know, I'm not going to even say nothing good or bad about him, but just as an example, he's a real powerful guy. He's been running Russia since 2000. And I just say 10 people get around Putin. I'll guarantee you the worst people, the most conniving, the most fake on the outside, are the ones that get closest to him. The ones that are probably, and he's got to figure out who the hell's giving him the truth or not. I'll guarantee you that's how it is. That's how it is with all, across the board with all that shit. You know, it's usually the people that I don't know, the biggest freaking liars and bullshit artists are the ones that get around these kind of people. And they get victimized by them. It's like if you don't have that power and money, people don't want to, those kind of people don't want to bother you with you, so you're safe from them. You know? I mean, that's what happens. That's what happens, man. That's really what happens with a lot of this shit. So I just want to put it out that way because that's an angle. That's another reason I want to tell people, like, if you do make a lot of money on your metals someday, be very careful who you tell anything to. Because, you know, no matter how much money you have, if you're stupid, you can blow through it. I was just reading a story about it. I don't know who the hell. I forgot the guy's name. It's true. The guy went through $13 billion. It was some playboy over in the Middle East or some crap. You know, he wasn't Jewish. That was for sure. Because no respecting Jewish businessman would never do that in a million years and blow $13 million, $13 billion. Well, he had like a boat called Titties, and they had like the two. Crafts around it. They were called nipples or something like that or something. Total playboy, man. He blew all kinds of money, man. Wine, woman, and song. He went through $13 billion. So, you know, if you get rich on this crap, you better watch the next step because you keep your damn mouth shut and watch out who you get around you because you're going to find out, you know, the higher up you go, the worse scoundrels they tend to gravitate to you. You will find that out. That's one reason you should always play low-key, man. Get yourself a 32 Ford with bad brakes and rust on it and stuff like that, you know, and drive around and, you know, don't act, you know, a rat rod or something. Get yourself a rat rod, drive around, and don't say you got money. Just have fun. Just have fun. Anyway, I want to put something out here a little bit different. I've been putting a lot of stuff out on this Spooky2 stuff. Spooky2. If there's somebody watching this, they're like, what the hell am I talking about? It's a Royal Rife type of frequency generator with a program and stuff. And I just want to tell you, though, it's got ways you can actually, you know, I don't know if it's theoretical or it's hard. Well, I think it is mostly hard science. But they got ways you can transfer the frequencies of, like, colloidal silver and colloidal gold. And I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. So, you know, a lot of people are interested in silver and gold on this channel. And, you know, you don't know how to make, you know, people might know how to make colloidal silver. But I don't know how to make colloidal gold. And I'm like, you know, I was looking it up. I said, I don't know how to do it. But you know what? On this program here, you can transmit the frequencies of colloidal gold and supposedly get all the benefits of it without actually making it. And I'm thinking, hey, that's pretty cool. And I just want to point out what this is. And I'll show it to you on the end of this video. what it is. And this thing is pretty damn neat, man. To tell you the truth, I'm like totally sold on it. And this might be a good, I don't sell this. I don't have any financial investment in this or nothing. But I'm just saying, this, instead of actually just adding silver to the pile or whatever, you might want to invest in some of this, because you got a way to transmit colloidal gold to your DNA or something like that. It's pretty wild. I'll explain to you at the end of this, even though it's not related to the metals per se, because I think it's it's one of those worthwhile investments that the Illuminati are going to miss out on, because they're too busy getting your ass kissed by a bunch of BS artists that are around them, you know what I mean? Conniving BS artists, you know what I mean? The truth is actually with the common people, if the common people stay true, if you want to think of it that way. And, some of the problem, actually, I just want to reiterate this, some of the problem with the common people is they're just as bad as the elite. It's all through stratus of society. But let me show you what this thing is. It might be a cool investment instead of, buying coins all the time. Yeah, this is a screenshot of the Spooky2 program, and I'm using a dual remote setup to transmit, scalar energies to my DNA with a Rife generator, Spooky2 generator. Now, this whole deal only costs like a couple $100 or something like that. It's not even much money. I'll put a link where it is. I'm not selling it, and I ain't selling it. But here, if you want some, if people are interested in gold and stuff, you got Colloidal Gold, 2 frequency sets. Like this is 102, 2 and 2. Like you would run them in sequence. Like you would double click this on, and double click this on, and then hit this, and then you would run them. I'm running something else right now, so I'm not going to do that. But you got colloidal silver and gold, colloidal gold scalar, gold. I don't know what that is. Just gold. All kinds of stuff. Golden. Well, that's golden bar syndrome. That's something else. Here's gold and gold AU. I don't even know what this stuff is exactly. But, some people are interested in the metals. They're interested in colloidal silver. They're interested in colloidal gold. Here's a cool way to get some colloidal gold. Colloidal gold is scalar. And you can transmit this to your DNA directly with this frequency program. The whole deal, actually, I think it is, you only need a 5 megahertz generator. The program is free. Get it off of spooky2.com. You only need a 5 megahertz generator. You don't need the 20. I think it's 105. I don't remember. Plus shipping, 30-something bucks or something, $40. These are $22.50 each plus shipping. So it's around a couple $100 for the whole deal, man. And you got a powerful ass system here. It's pretty wild. Now I'm running my laptop. This is one of my laptops. I got a little laptop specifically for this deal. I actually run a fan back here. See that fan? Because I'm running this hard drive so much, I want to keep it cool and not burn it out. But I figured I'd throw that at the end of this video for some extra talking points here, maybe, because this is along the lines of the metals. You can actually transmit colloidal gold to your DNA, and I'm not sure about what the differences are between all of these different things, but and some may be experimental. But if you look at this, it says here, and I think you talk about brain function and things like that with the colloidal gold, regeneration and stuff. It's like a very, very powerful type of substance that's probably going, or whatever it is, frequency that's going to your DNA. And you know what? The elite don't know about it, and if they do, the price is still only $200. So whatever the hell the deal is, for the whole setup, I think it's around $200 with the shipping. Maybe it's a hair over, but that's a hell of a lot less money than you would pay elsewhere, especially for all these programs. This guy is actually adding all these frequency sets. It's John White, and usually you pay all this extra money for these frequency sets left and right. They're free. They're free, and I'm totally flabbergasted. But I know it's unrelated to silver. Well, it's not totally unrelated to silver, gold, and platinum and palladium, because you got colloidal silver, colloidal gold, and colloidal silver and gold all incorporated in this program. And this is the type of thing that just keeps giving. So if once you make this investment, it's there forever.